Yes, you are.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. I'm Soumen Chatterjee from HCLTech. I lead our data and AI from Europe. I am based out of London. Welcome to all of you, and appreciate your time today. My topic, as you see, that is AI 2025. What are the 4 game-changing AI trend for your business intelligent fabric? So, very brief agenda in terms of introducing the topic itself. If you see that, then I think 4 key trends, and these key trends, I call it ABCD of AI. Trend A for accessible AI, B for biased or unbiased AI, C for confidential and compute optimized AI, and D for decentralized AI. So, and then looking ahead, any questions from you? So if you see that AI is now everybody talking about AI. Every morning you wake up, when you are having your tea or you are reading your paper or you are reading anything, you see everywhere there is a AI topic, at least a one topic every day. So AI, if you see, it's embedded into everything. It is embedded. I think if you see PwC forecast that 15.7 trillion potential contribution to the global economy by 2030 from just the AI. So business, 37% business at this moment are employing some sort of AI technologies within their business. 9 out of 10 businesses, they are already doing some investment on AI technology or planning this year. AI business value reach last year was 4 trillion. It's a business value. Okay, just wanted to emphasize the term. That's not the total addressable market, but it's the business value it's creating. And Gartner predicts that like how this is going to contribute, like finds technology providers. All the technology providers plan at least 1 million or more to invest on AI, and 33% of these kind of technology providers are there. What are the key market areas? So you see here in this chart, RPA, computer vision, natural language, visual agent. So all, if you see that, lot of these are especially on the vision and the computer language, their bots, deep learning, knowledge graphs, and those kind of technologies. And popular use cases, if you see that, most popular use cases are service operations optimizations. A lot of the organizations are doing that. They've started operational activities on that. Creation of new AI-based products, customer service analytics, customer segmentations, new AI products. So there are many areas, but a lot of organizations still are doing on the service and operational side. That gives you a kind of a link that why only 37% business are still doing to some extent, but there would be plenty of organizations doing this year, next year, and every year it is increasing. Now, if you see that there are plenty of AI, there are thousands of startup, thousands of company, thousands of use cases, right? But if you divide them, what are the key trend? If you see that all the organizations, they think there are no substantial increase in their AI related risk, right? They think like AI is like a as normal as technology. So a lot of people, they are thinking this is a McKinsey graph. The cyber security may be one area, regulatory compliance, personal individual privacy. So every organization, they have put some area where they think that's the most substantial area for them to in the risk and AI. So that's their business area. But if you see, if you club them together or cluster them, you see that there are 4 areas. One is accessible, unbounded or unbiased, confidential, and compute optimized and decentralized. All these all these top tech companies or cloud provider, if you see, they are actually focusing on all of them or some of them. So accessible means making AI available to everybody, everywhere, available even for less able people, so that even disabilities or anything, you have a hearing problem, you have eyesight problem, you can take the advantage of technologies, augmented intelligence. How you do the unbiased technologies, how you build the trust in AI. My previous I was listening to my previous speaker. He touched on a lot of this area. Excuse me. So making AI technologies fair and unbiased. That's our all our responsibility. That's the social responsibilities for all the technologies like me and who all of you who are working in the technologies. How to use the technology so that you leverage the data in confidential data, even privacy preserved way, so that you can still achieve the greatness of AI, machine learning, their algorithm, but at the same time you preserve the privacy, you maintain that confidentiality within the technology. How you run your AI in a green way so that it doesn't take too much cost of the energy and the green initiative. So how do you do that? So that's optimized computation. So decentralized. So far, you see that most of the lot of the AI are centralized. So, but the trend in the recent days, starting if you see the chatbot, sorry, Chat GPT and others, all are decentralized. So that means AI AML becomes distributed among many different nodes in a network, and that then execute task, resource allocation, storage, and consensus management, intelligent management. So these are the four key trend, and that's my. I will cover them in a minute, right? So first one, if you see the accessible AI, how you make AI accessible. So that means humanizing the experience and interfaces, right? I think again, my previous speaker was touching on some of those area very elegantly. Like if you see that experience these days, whatever you touch on, starting from your toothbrush and even toys, whatever you're using, there are some sort of, at least some organizations, some enterprise are thinking, taking technology accessible, to embed those technologies to your daily routines, and also introducing the lot better experience. Even all the mobile phone it's launching these days, you see that that is embedded with the human experience with the AI. So they run the AI module in the cloud and train the models, but then it comes to your mobile phone. So you can run the inference in your mobile phone. How you democratize AI, like the Chat GPT as an example, open source AI. So you are building that, you are making that open source, you are making that accessible by other people, so that people don't need to invest so much money, so much infrastructure and people to take the advantage of AI. You use Chat GPT, you type your questions, you will get an answer, right? You don't need to invest too much on that. So you can then build an interface or build. There are plenty of products, 100 plus products I've seen now within the market, which is leveraging Chat GPT as an interface and build the product on top of that, right? So that's just the how that's the benefit of democratize the AI, making it accessible. So technology for less able people, right? Making the technology for people who needs more assistance with the technology. I will touch on that. I was fortunate enough to be part of one such program. Peter Scott Morgan, if you are familiar with, he is a cyborg. He passed away last year, but I think his whole body, brain, everything is technology connected. In my previous organizations, we were doing helping with some cloud technologies to that organizations and Peter. So simplifying the deployment process, right? How you do the now making the AI easy to deploy, how you collaborate with the diverse community. So those are the way you are making AI much more accessible. You are making AI more into the marketplace. So Microsoft, Google, AWS, if you see that all of the top cloud providers, they are in their initiative, multi-billion-dollar investment they are doing. Microsoft, they're in their open AI. You see that that's the news still, I think, on the front or many web pages or your articles, LinkedIn, everywhere. Google is also planning the same way, right? Their cloud auto ML, how they are improving their cognitive capabilities. AWS, in every day they are launching a lot of different things in the SageMaker and others. So I think that technology, I think, getting more accessible to people. And example I was giving, this is Peter. I think you might have, or you search Peter Scott Morgan program. He will know about him, and how the technology helped him to live. He had the same M&D, like the Stephen Hawking's had, the same motor neuron disease, but how technology helped him to live his life. I think that's amazing. And this gentleman, his name is Joshua Milley. He's the pioneer, from Amazon. He works for Amazon. All the Amazon technology, if you see that AWS, Amazon, they are so much focused on technology to make them accessible for normal people like you, me, and everybody, right? And I think this should be our mind, like how to make technology accessible to all of us. And that's the key trend. You will see all the technology coming in the market with the metaverse, with the virtual reality, AR, XR, and everything. They are making sure that even your glasses are AI enabled. Some there are products like that, right? So that you make it more accessible to people. So I think the next trend, I would say, how you see the biased or how you make the unbiased AI. So if you see that there are 4 different way we make the AI bias, right? You see that you use the discriminatory healthcare process, clinical decision making, all the lot of the decision making, even in financial institutions. That is one example. You see the application injustice, like how they use the products in an injustice way, right? Design also, like a lot of the cases, it is very biased, right? Where if you see that the way they build it for the left-handed people, right-handed people, a lot of the assumptions they already take, right? Even if you go to toilet, like toilet signs, a lot of the cases you will see that's so biased, right? And I think just a simple example. So this, because all these things happens because of discriminatory data, and so that data itself is the reason for design to use and making the world more biased. So that's how the technology and the especially AI machine learning technologies are coming with some bias embedded within that. And if you are familiar with the model card, a lot of the AI AML model we built, you can build a model card, and that model card can, one of the parameters is to understand whether they have a human bias, how human bias is kind of a injected into that model. It could be through training data, it could be the model how it is trained, it could be how it is ranked, how it is filtered, or it could be the people, the output of that. For example, here, if you see that all the people for a specific reason, I think they have selected for a particular profession. This is for a from one of the Amazon partner companies model card, their model, right? I think for a specific if you see that specific profession, they have selected a very biased set of people. So that's how example, like how model, when you even if you develop the intelligence, that has got all the built-in biasness. Now, coming back to even you see that chat GPT, people are talking about, I don't know, people start talking about and they can't even finish like so many topics. Just an example, if you search, this is the search in chat GPT, you go there, search what is AI and search explain AI. Okay, you will get 2 different answers from them, and different time you get a different answer. What it means, that what it tells you that this AI algorithm at the behind, it cannot explain why it answers this way and why it answers this way. So these answers should be pretty much similar in some cases, right? But it doesn't answer exact same. So it answers in a specific way. That means it is trained in a specific way, and it cannot explain why it is answering like that. So explainability is one of the other very important factor to make sure your even if your models are built by humans, at least it should be able to explain why it is behaving like that. So that is one of the key features for the bias and explainable AI. That's one of the main trend. And if you see that all the cloud provider, they are working with their tool set for the releasing their fairness and explainability. All the 3 cloud provider I work with, they are releasing their tools, their technologies within the clouds, so that can create a fair AI, create the explainability embedded within their model. So the third one of the third trend is very important trend. If you see that these days there are so many discussions that you cannot share your X data, Y data, your personal data. This is sensitive data. That is true, right? So how the technology can leverage, even for example, there are scenarios where this information sharing is very important to build a better a product, like your healthcare product. Even for COVID, like a lot of symptoms, you can, unless you share the symptoms or personal records without violating people's details, you will not be able to do better research or better product development. So there are technologies now like confidential computing or homomorphic encryptions and those kind of technology, which helps you to introduce a new term called data in use. That's like you will see that all the data at rest, the data in transit, when they move or when you keep the data in the storage, they are pretty secure these days. But when it is used, that is not. So that's, there is a still some open attack surface, we call it in a technical way, which are still there. So data in use is handled by this confidential computing. So when you use the multiple technologies and multiple data, so you can use this technology to keep the still the same sort of privacy, but without touching the privacy, without compromising anybody's privacy and confidential data. You can still run the algorithm and do develop your models, and so that you can predict. And technology, this is the technology we call the TEE, or the trusted execution environment. So confidential computing is one of the pivotal technologies, I would say, that will change the game of AI in coming days. A lot of organizations already started putting that into their product, but I think that's, you will see that a lot of other products and other companies are coming with these technologies. There are a lot of use cases in the life science, like a multi-hospital, their healthcare provider, insurance provider, electronic health record, drug discovery, where you can leverage these technologies very well. In the public sector, government sector, how you share the data in a very privacy maintained way. Telecom sector, in the age 5G technologies, banking similarly, like money laundering, or any retailer credit card transactions, the way you do the blockchain and others, very similar way you can also validate that. So these are all example of vertical or industry specific use cases. Similarly, the horizontal industry play, like data residency, data privacy, are the example where you can leverage confidential computing very well. So there are obviously, again, from all the cloud providers, there are technology available, like SGX, Intel SGX technologies from Azure. Google has their confidential VM, confidential GKE technology. So those are just an example how all the cloud providers are addressing and making technology available for you to leverage that sort of advancement in the technology. One of my favorite is also, now this one is a optimized, how you make green AI, or compute optimized AI. I called it as a impact computing. So there are how to make the AI green AI AML. So for example, algorithm selections, small models, deployment strategy, deployment region. If you consider all these things in a strategic way, you can make sure that your AI models are a lot less compute intensive, and it is taking care of the climate. It is taking care of the green AI. One example is M61. It is a multi-modality model. It's the trillions parameters from Alibaba Cloud. That's just an example how you can build even this sort of humongous AI model, and at the same time with the less compute power. So carbon, if you see that how you make sure that less carbon is used for your model. So that's another example, right? How you do the language model for experimentation, training, inference, and what part of the model taking most carbon and most compute. So that's just an example. So that means this is another area, like where all the organizations are focusing on their models. They're trying to build the technologies, chipsets coming up. So I'll give an example. So you one of the area, like that's why we are using mostly all the industrialized AI from all the product vendors and cloud vendors from their tool set and products than building a new customs model. We are getting technologies like compute optimized processors, ML chips, ML infrastructure hubs, neuro morphic computing. These are the new technologies where these green AI and compute intensive technologies are not utilized. So they are making more performance compute versus performance optimized AI technologies for training and inference. And one of the last and fourth item is decentralized AI. How you are making AI decentralized. That means all the training and inference and everything coming into a non-sequential way. And if you see, this is a graph from McKinsey. Like if you see that in wave one of the AI, we are getting that intrinsic relationship building between the information and technologies. Then we are building in the neighboring relations, then semantic relations, and that's how the models are also building, learning from one model to another model. One cloud provider, you are building one model, people are using on top of that model, and we are building a more model marketplace to make that decentralized. ChatGPT is a very good example of decentralized AI, where we are using the generative AI to leverage the DAI. Like DEAI means the decentralized AI. And what are the different things we can do in decentralized AI? That's just an example. You can use the multi-agent AI task, resource allocations, intelligence management. Everything can be done as a separate elements of the AI in a distributed and decentralized way these days. Example use cases in finance, supply chain, healthcare, autonomous vehicle, energy management. I put some example for you, which will help you to understand how this can be leveraged more industry specific way. Similarly, the example I was giving, which has got both decentralized AI and confidential computing leverage, that multi-party like pharmacy, hospital, insurance, they are sharing the data using technologies like confidential computing in a multi-party environments and decentralized way to learn and build the model. And I think some time back, I have written this article, 10 business model, how to reimagine your business value creation using AI ML. You can also refer that, which was published in Forbes Technology Council. And I think some of these models which I have mentioned here are already there. So I think looking ahead, if you have any questions, please stay in touch. I have put my details here. You will find me in the LinkedIn as well. I will open the floor for any questions if you have. Not necessarily you have to ask the questions now. You please feel free to connect and ask any questions. Thank you, everybody.